I wanna talk about something for a few minutes before we hear from Ravari. I wanted to talk about for a minute Amelus HaTorah. Last week's parsha is B'chukaisai, and we all know the Chazal B'chukaisai Telechu, that going in Hashem's chukim is Amelus HaTorah. Now there's an ironic part that B'chukaisai Telechu, the word halicha, moving, and Amelus HaTorah Gershi. Amelus HaTorah means to toil in Torah, and the words that Hashem used Maish for toiling in Torah is B'chukaisai Telechu halicha, journey, traveling. That's very, very fascinating that in B'chukaisai Telechu refers to Amelus HaTorah. The first thing that comes to mind for Amelus HaTorah is sitting, is Yishuv, is sitting down and learning, is not moving around, is not walking around, is somebody who's plugged in and sitting down and focused and dialed in. And very fascinating, Amelus HaTorah is worded in the Torah B'chukaisai Telechu, of some sort of traveling and journey, and that connects to Amelus HaTorah is so fascinating. Any line of Amelus HaTorah should have to do with Yishuv, with sitting, with focus, not with journeying. There's a very famous story they say over at Lubavitcher Rebbe. I saw it in a reliable place, that he saw a guy like pacing. He did not like when people paced when they prayed. The Lubavitcher Rebbe famously, you could ask Hasidim, did not like that. He saw somebody pacing and he said to him, I understand when you were in this spot, you went to the next spot, is you couldn't concentrate here, so you went there. But when it didn't work there, why'd you come back here? You already tried here. That was his Vitz, his cute way of really saying not to pace. You're trying to be kaiveya makam l'tfilah, so you're talking to Hashem. Somehow pacing is like two activities at once. You're focused, you're praying now. When we think about Amelus HaTorah, toiling and learning, the picture is somebody stationary, somebody plugged in. It speaks about Yaakov Avinu, is Yoshev ha'olim, sitting in a tent. That's like a lashon of Amelus HaTorah by Yaakov Avinu is a lashon of yeshiva, of kveus, of sitting and focus. So interesting that Amelus HaTorah is word B'chukaisai Telechu. Any word of traveling and moving seems quite contrary to Amelus HaTorah. So what I wanna say is as follows. Reb Chaim Volozhin writes about his Rebbe the Gra. And this is just the truth, Gersh, that angels came to tell the Gra Sisrei HaTorah. Angels came to reveal to the Gra secrets of the Torah. Different angels knocked on his door, on his window of his. He was locked up learning. The Gra was in his room. It was not easy to get in with the Gra. The Gra did not really have Talmidim the way you and I. We had Reb Chaim Kalish was a Talmud. There were very few select students. It was not easy to get into the Gra. He didn't have an open yeshiva. You didn't just come and talk to the Gra. He was very, very sequestered, I think the word would be. He was separated. And to get into the Gra was like a big deal. Angels would knock on his door. This is Reb Chaim Volozhin writes this, that angels from Shemayim would knock, and they said they were sent from heaven to share Sisrei Torah, secrets of the Torah with the Gra. And the Reb Chaim Volozhin writes on his Rebbe the Gra that his Rebbe would refuse. I don't know if he always refused. I don't think he always refused, but he refused because he wanted a Torah through Amelus, through toil. And the way the Gra said it is, I want it directly from Hashem. Now it fascinates me, and I want to express this something in benching, that the Gra called what comes through toil is directly from Hashem. Now Hashem could send it from an angel. And it fascinates me that, of course, the Gra toiled and worked hard, and b'schus that, Hashem sent him an angel. What's the difference if Hashem put any thought that comes into your mind is from Hashem, and an angel says, I'd like to teach you something from Hashem? But the Gra said, I want it directly. Mi piv dasu sfun, I want it from Hashem. And the Gra saw that what came through his own work was more direct. Everything's from Hashem. But the direct way from Hashem is to put it into my mind. I don't want through somebody else. I want to work hard, and of course it's a gift. When a thought comes into the mind, and the Gra saw it, it's interesting. When the Gra toiled and it came into his mind, he saw that as a gift from Hashem. He did not see it. He didn't say, I want to work hard because I want to get it. The Gra didn't say, I want to work hard because I want to get it. The Gra said, I want to work hard because I want it gifted from Hashem. I don't want to get it through a middleman. Somehow we saw somebody knocking and just sharing, and I didn't work hard, is less directly from Hashem. In benching, we ask Hashem, very, very fascinating. We say in benching, we ask Hashem, please, V'na, and please Hashem, al tatzrichenu, I shouldn't need, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem our God, loyli de matnas basar v'dam. Nice to see you. I don't want gifts from human beings. V'loyli de alvasim, I don't want loans from human beings. Kim liyadcha, I want it from your hand. Hashem, help me out, but I shouldn't need gifts from people. I shouldn't need loans from people. I want it direct from you. It's very interesting prayer, because when we get a gift from somebody, of course it's from Hashem. Hashem controls everything. But somehow, the way that we view the most direct from Hashem is we do our own ishtadlus and Hashem hands it from us. By way of a person, of course, Hashem impacted the person to give it, but there's a certain sense it's not direct from Hashem. And the Gra wanted to toil, and as such, receive it directly from Hashem, not by way even of angels. It's so interesting. We would look at it, is that the greatest reward for our toil, if we would work hard on a sugya, and then an angel would come, say, I'd like to tell you pshat in the sugya. The Gra said, no, I don't want it from you, Malach Gavriel. Go away. He would say it, I'm sure, very politely. Say, Malach Gavriel, Shalom Aleichem, could I help you at all? And then the Gra would say, Malach Gavriel, it's wonderful to see you, but I'd like Hashem to put it in my head directly. Mi piv dasusfuna. I want directly from Hashem, which is remarkable. And here, where we prayed Hashem, I don't want to give from you, I would like it direct from Hashem. Now, it's funny, there's the tendency, somebody toil says, it's from me. No, they want it from Hashem. But the toil and Hashem gives it, that's the direct way Hashem gives it. What I want to share with everybody, and Amelus HaTorah, toiling in Torah is a huge part of Torah, and it's called Halicha, it's called the journey, that it's a process, that there's difficulty and work and a necessary journey to get to it. Amelus HaTorah speaks about the difficulties and the things in the way. Every morning when we make Birchas HaTorah, there's only one, all brachas on a mitzvah are pashtus, only a chiyuv d'Rabbanan. There's one bracha on a mitzvah that's a chiyuv d'Oraisa, Birchas HaTorah. We studied this Shavuos night last year in Yeshiva. The Birchas HaTorah is a chiyuv d'Oraisa. It's the only mitzvah, pashtus, that the chiyuv to make a bracha on the mitzvah is a chiyuv d'Oraisa. In the bracha on Birchas HaTorah, we speak about the asek of Divrei Torah, lasaik, and asek. And an asek, again, is that which a person works hard. Rev Gifter famously was told by a balabas. He had gone to raise money for tells, and a balabas missed an appointment, and he was frustrated Rev Gifter. And the balabas told Rev Gifter that when you have a geschäft and you have a big business, you have to lig in the geschäft. He said in Yiddish, you have to be in it completely. And Rav Gifter was very nisragish that a person has an asik, has a business, you have to lig in the geschäft. You have to toil in it and be busy and kill yourself for it. Lasaik b'divrei Torah, to have an asek. An asek is that which comes, the expression, what an asek. An asek is that which is a difficulty and that which has a lot of work, a lot of steps. It's something a person has to work hard for. That was an asik. That was quite the asik. Lasaik b'divrei Torah is this toil, there's amelus in Torah. I worry to myself, a lot of guys in yeshiva, and a lot of learning is learning how to learn. And Shlomo Guri spoke about a conversation 2 years ago he had with Rav Geisler, and I worry about this. A lot of guys start in yeshiva often with maybe some weaker skills, struggling to read, and certainly each person should develop. And it's a wonderful thing to be able to read a Gemara better and to develop more skills and kalim to study Hashem's Torah. I worry that guys spend years learning how to learn. The sense is that the goal is to get good at learning. Now I'm good and I could do it easier. Okay, now I have the skills to Asik HaTorah and Amal HaTorah, and the person's own journey to connect to Divrei Torah, what the struggle. Now, I'm not talking about, so the goal is it's not bad if you get good at learning. And it's a very good thing that a guy is more skilled to go deeper. But the taking myself and grappling with Torah is how we put it into all our parts. We're seeing a generation today who's struggling with anxiety and the likes. It's not today's generation. The anxiety of today's generation is from the father and the grandfather and the great-grandfather. It's from us all. We had earlier dairis, we had techniques to cope. We just worked, we just did. My son said that at a chasna, so there's Ma'ariv, my son said you should be able to daven a few Ma'arivs at a chasna. We're anxious, you're around friends, you daven Ma'ariv. He said you should get 3 Ma'arivs. Or 2 people, I'm not making fun of 2 old friends saying Divrei Torah together. I am saying that 2 friends see each other, it could be a little awkward, you haven't seen a while. And sometimes it could be an escape saying a Dvar Torah. You're just like, okay, well, it's good you said a Dvar Torah. I'm not making fun of Dvar Torah. What I am saying, to be present is difficult. For 2 people, Shalom Aleichem, and to greet and meet and be comfortable with self and really connect. We're at a generation today that's working on a lot of pneumistic things. This is where we're at. We're working at a lot of internal things. And somebody could view it, what a frustration. Like we have so much anxiety, so much battle. I have seen guys acquire crazy deep things because of the struggle. I could tell you, and I've learned this from the guys, when I bump in and I allow myself the frictions that I used to ignore and I'm starting not to, I feel I get real places. I like when I'm upset and I get a Mr. Daniel Kalish letter and I'm upset by it. I like that humanness. I like it a lot because I want to talk to myself. I want to have good conversations with self. And in the place where you have friction, where you hit your humanness, that exists by us all, insecurity is excellent. It allows you to have good conversations with self and to talk, to figure out. I watch the guys in the yeshiva, the relationship guys build, the presentness, the attachment to Torah and mitzvahs. You put things in deeper into yourself because you're grappling, because you're working. That's how it goes through our systems. All that is bichlal amelus haTorah. Amelus haTorah, of course, means kipshutai, putting a lot of hours for sure. Sitting down and learning. It's a big Torah. And we want to know Torah, we have to invest in Torah. Part of Amelus haTorah, part of toiling in Torah, are all the meniyos, all the things that block us from Torah values. Fighting kin is part of Amelus haTorah, a toil to connect to Torah, to embody Torah, to put it deeply inside of myself. And the frictions allow us to be kind of Torah. They allow us to acquire Torah. Years ago, I asked my father a kasha. It says Am Novel. It calls us, in Parshas Hazinu, it calls Klal Yisrael an Am Novel. Novel means worn out. A novel tibol. Yisrael says novel means worn out or nevela, a carcass. Am novel, you worn out nation. Says Rashi, says Onkelos, Amad de Kabili Araisa, the nation that accepted the Torah. So I called my tata, why is Am novel, the nation that makabel the Torah? I'd like to share with the guys that the way to be makabel Torah, we're holding a few days. It's already now, we're on Rosh Chodesh, we're coming right now to Rosh Chodesh Sivan, coming to Midbar Sinai, we're coming to Har Sinai. And the way you're kind of Torah is by grappling, by working, by overcoming. That's the way a person acquires into his body Torah. There's Reb Dessler writes, the Gemara Kedushin says that at first it's Torah's Hashem. Torah's Hashem, it's not ours. Kim b'Torah's Hashem chefatzai. Belongs to Hashem. Uv'Torah sa yege yom v'layla. What yegeya is to wear yourself out. Torah sa, it becomes yours. After yegeya, it's yours. Rev Dessler writes, this means all kinyanei atayra. It doesn't just mean, of course, there's yegeya, toil, to sit and learn and put in hours, of course, and to sit down and fight to learn and put in a lot of hours, of course. But all the struggle, all the process to acquire all the ideals and values of Torah, b'chlal the yegeya, that which you have naturally is not yours, it's taken away. A person's naturally smart after 120 will not be smart. A person's naturally this, the natural things are taken away. What remains forever is your process, is your toil. Then it's Torah Sai. It's yours. It applies to all areas of Ruchnius. And the way Hashem designed it is through the struggle and the difficulty, we could really grab things and acquire things that become profoundly us through working. I watch guys who fight all different struggles and really battle and work. And the sense, and I watch guys in yeshiva, if they want, they could be soldiers. But I'm watching a generation that wants to acquire, that wants kinyan. They want to make things them. They don't want to be soldiers. And I'm inside, I feel so detached from this, but I'm a soldier. I want it to be me. We're a generation thinking about identity, about essence. Who am I? What am I? I want it to be me. The way it's me is through toil. Torah sa yegeyam v'layla. I know guys in yeshiv, they could soldier. They could be a soldier. But they want to process and work and think and talk and relate. They want to be kind. I don't just want to do it, I want it to be me. That comes through working, through figuring out, through a whole process that we call is all part of Yegiya Satira, is part of Amela Satira, a toil. Lasaik b'divrei Torah, this sugya of Asik, of really working our sugyas, it makes it much more part of us, much deeper in us. So when guys learn to learn, I want to make it clear, the goal is not to get rid of, it was so hard to learn, and now I'm better at it, so I could do it easier. No, the goal all our lives is to take ourselves with our mindset, with all our construct, and really connect to Torah, work through, bring the Torah ideals into our systems. Of course, a person has better skills. There's not just no crime, it's excellent to have better skills, but I worry that all the learning to learn. I'm more interested to learn, take you and really bond you to Torah. Along the way, you'll see, you'll be able to acquire deeper understanding, more understanding to Torah, but to take ourselves and connect ourselves is part of Amelus HaTorah. When one understands Amelus HaTorah in this way, it is not a wonder that it's called B'chukaisai Telechu, it's called a journey. It's called the Halicha in Torah because Amelus to me means the whole process. That's what Amelus means. The whole process of struggling, of fighting, of working, of overcoming, that whole process is the process called Amelus HaTorah. It is a Halicha, it's a trip, it's a journey. It's not just the yeshiva and a kvias. It's something about working through, figuring out, overcoming. That's b'chukaisai telechu. That's Amelus HaTorah. So I wanted to give us all, both in our struggle to get a sugya, to understand the sugya, not to be afraid of that which is difficult, not to be afraid. That process is what we're looking for. That process is what we're embracing, and our struggle to kind of the ideals of Torah, not to be afraid of all the humanness that comes up in between. That's what we're trying to get in touch with and figure out. Talk back to that. We're literally trying. When a guy describes different things that they face, impediments to prayer, that's how you become a davener. When a guy will describe inside, I get so bored. That's great. That's great. So there's so there's a guy inside, and working through your sugya of such is all part of Amelus HaTorah. Part of the toil of discovering and connecting, figuring out and grappling with the me that wants to connect to Torah and all the values of Torah. All that is part of Amelus HaTorah. When we toil and work our sugyas, it becomes us. It becomes who we are. Torah sa yegayam v'layla. It is ours. We own it. I've worked on this. I've worked hard to acquire it. There's a line that Rav Shach writes in his Akdama to his Sefer. He says, don't argue on my Torah so fast. Yomi Rav Shach says, don't argue on me so fast. He calls it Torah shalimadati ba'af. He said, I went through a lot of difficulty. Rav Shach was extremely poor, lived in tremendous poverty. He said, this was hard for me. Don't argue on my Torah so fast. There was a tremendous value to him, the difficulties to get it. Don't fight in my Torah. I killed myself for this. And there was a tremendous value to the Torah that came. It was his. It was him, to say it even deeper. He said, don't mess with my Torah so fast. This was not somebody that a malach knocked on my door and said, I'd like to give you a freebie. Mi piv das usvuna. This was from Hashem mamish. I worked hard. So I say to us all, this sugya, we're holding a few days before Kabbalah HaTorah. We're coming to the mountain of Har Sinai, and I say to us all to roll up our sleeves, each of us, both in terms of sitting and learning, both in terms of our own miniyas, blockages in figuring out Torah, and to put effort to certainly sitting diligently, and both in terms of acquiring kinyanei Torah, all the aspects, what the Torah teaches us, and not being afraid of our impediments, but understanding that gufa amelus HaTorah, working with and through the things that stop us, working through those sugyas are what makes Torah ours and become part of us. So I wanted to give over this. I have learned from guys here about this type of amelus HaTorah, this type of embracing and working and figuring out to acquire Torah. And one sees, when one does it, it becomes Torah delay. It becomes his and it becomes him. It becomes who we are. I want to, yes, Johnny. Yeah. Interesting. Fair. It's a good shayla. Legit, Johnny. Legit shayla. Yeah, I was bringing out. Yeah. Fair. Yeah, fair. I would have the same question. I wonder that myself. I don't know how he knew when. Yeah. I wanna introduce. This is chus. I say again, my children, I was zeicha to stay by Ari and his family. Really amazing people. On our travels, this was like an amazing place. We were hosted. We ate a suda together with Ari and his family. It's a schus for us all that he's here. I asked Ari to share. I asked him only last minute, so he didn't have much time for achana. But I asked to share some divrei Torah. I hope to ask Mike Zeriker afterwards to play a song with Kavod Ari visiting us. But let's hear some divrei Torah from Ari.
What time do you want to go?
As long as you need.
Wanted to be makdim. I wanted to start with expressing a tremendous sense of hakaras hatov, both to Rabbi Kalish and to everyone in the Beis Medrash. I've been a Talmud of the yeshiva, a virtual Talmud of the yeshiva for the last 4 years, and I've been zeicha to tremendous chizuk from Rabbi Kalish Shlita and from everyone in this Beis Medrash. So just to open with the sense of Hakaras HaTov, of appreciation to everyone here, I gained and continue to a tremendous amount from everyone sitting in the Beis Medrash. Torah says, Vayichan Shom Yisrael Keneged Ahar. Before Kabbalas HaTorah, there was a sense of singularity amongst Klal Yisrael. Rashi writes, they were Ki ish echad belev echad. There was a sense of Achdus by Kabbalas HaTorah. Most Mefarshim assume that what that means is through the Torah there was a sense of unity. We all come to the Beis Medrash, we all come to learn with Rabbi Kalish, and through that there's a sense of unity. We're all here together. The Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh and the Kli Yakar and Drashos says an unbelievable pshat. They say it's not the pshat that Torah created the Achdus. It's the pshat that we could not be Zaycha to a Kabbalas HaTorah without first there being a sense of Achdus. Achdus was the prerequisite to a Kabbalas HaTorah. Baruch Hashem, we're coming up to a Yontif of Shavuos. I'm very excited I get to be here in Yeshiva for the next few days. I'd love to get to shmooze with everyone, get to meet everyone. I've already met Baruch Hashem, Avram, Shmuel, Eli, Hudi I met already, Avi, Dovi, Avi, okay, some of the guys. So Be'ez Hashem, we'll continue. I'm very excited. I wanted to share some sefer with everyone. I'm very comfortable saying it's a life-changing Chassam sefer because it changed my life. Life-changing Chassam sefer. The Mishnah Maseches Pesachim says that the Korban Pesach was brought in Gimel Kitais. There were three groups. Klal Yisrael was split into three. Oh, and Aryeh, I missed Aryeh and Johnny. Okay, good. The Klal Yisrael was split up into Gimel Kitais and Gershon. Klal Yisrael was split up into Gimel Kitais. There were three groups. And the third of Gans Klal Yisrael went into the Azara, and they were makriv the Korban Pesach. Three groups of Klal Yisrael, all Klal Yisrael split up into three groups. That's what the Mishnah says. The Gemara has machlekes, Abaye and Rava. Seemingly, we'll see in a second, sounds like a very interesting machlekes. How did the doors close behind them? So, what's the machlekes? Either it closed, the Kohanim had to come close the doors, right? You close the door behind you. Alternatively, b'derech nes, machlekes Abaye and Rava, a third of Gans Klal Yisrael enters the Azara to be makriv a Korban Pesach. How did the doors close behind them? Was it manual? You have to have someone close the door behind you. Or was it b'derech nes? So Abaye holds it was b'derech nes, and Rava takes issue. Rava says, Ein Soimchen al hanes. Abaye, you say the doors closed b'derech nes. No one had to close them. They closed on their own. It was a nes. Frakt Rava, we have a klal. Ein Soimchen al hanes. You can't rely on nisim. We don't rely on nisim. Says Rava, Abaye, how can you say ninolutnan? How can you say they closed on their own? Ein Soimchen al hanes. That's the Mishnah and the Gemara. Gimel Kitais. A third of Klal Yisrael goes in at a time. Machlekes Abaye Rava, how did the doors close behind? Was it Zakt Abaye b'derech nes? Says Rava, no, it can't be Ein Soimchen al hanes. Must be they close them manually. Fraktach Sam Sefer, an unbelievable kasha. Unbelievable kasha. How do we understand Shitas Rava? How do we understand Shitas Rava? Rava holds, Abaye, you can't tell me that the doors close b'derech nes, ein soimchen al hanes. Fraktach Sam Sefer. Yeah? Rava, you hold ein soimchen al hanes, we don't rely on nisim? What about the fact that a third of Klal Yisrael is in the Azara at the same time? That's a nes. A third of Klal Yisrael cannot fit in the Makam Azara at one time. It has to be a nes. So Rava, you're so bothered. The doors behind had to close manually because Ein Soimchen al hanes. What about etzem, the fact that a third of Klal Yisrael is in the Azara? That's a nes. That's the kasha of the Chassam Sefer. This Yisayid comes up a few times in the Chassam Sofer, but I'm telling you, it changed my life. Changed my life. Zok the Chassam Sofer like this. There's a world of Ruchnius, and there's a world of Gashmias. The way the world of Gashmias works, the way the secular world works, is there's Teva, there's nature. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created a beautiful world in which there's order, there's Teva, things happen the way they're supposed to happen, and it makes sense to us. When something extraordinary takes place, when something L'mayla min HaTeva takes place, so we take a step back like, whoa, it pops, and we can have a kasha. That's an ace. Unbelievable. An ace. It stands out. That's how the world of Gashmias works. That's how nature works. Then there's a whole olam acher legamre. There's a whole separate world. It's the world of Ruchnias. The world of Ruchnias, says the Chassam Sofer, works the exact opposite way. Says the Chassam Sofer, the base level of Ruchnias, the expectation in Ruchnias is Nisim. The expectation in Ruchnias is Nisim. When someone doesn't get Nisim in Ruchnias, when it works al pi teva, then you can say, whoa, why wasn't I zeicha to a nes? Then it works the exact opposite. You can have a kasha, I didn't get a nes, I don't understand. You can expect Nisim. Says the Chassam Sofer, this is the pshat. This is the pshat in the Gemara. Abaye says, how did the doors close behind? B'derech nes. Comes Rava, says Rava, no, in Tzomchen al nes, we don't rely on Nisim. But Rava, a third of Klal Yisrael is in the Azara now, that's a nes. So how do we understand Rava? Says the Chassam Sofer, because what world are we talking about? When it comes to closing the door, that has nothing to do with Ruchnias. That's Kulei Gashmi. So in the world of Gashmias, we hold Ein Tzomchen al nes. We don't rely on Nisim. But guess what? When it comes to a third of Gans Klal Yisrael, in the Makayim Azara, coming to bring a korban, Milashon Kirov of the Ramban, you're coming to come close to the Rabboni Shalom. Zok the Chassam Sofer, Nisim. Nisim. That's the base level. That's the expectation. Rav was not bothered how a third of Gans Klal Yisrael can fit into the Azara because it's Ruchnias. It's Karbanis. That's how it works. It's not a kasha. I expect that to happen. So when it comes to that, there's no kasha. Oh, but how's it closing behind you? In Tzomchen al nes. So many times, guys find themselves saying, me to get to that level, to stop doing that, to achieve this, I need a miracle. Teretz is, we're shaykh to Nisim. The world of Ruchnias doesn't abide by the laws of nature. You find such an interesting phenomenon that you have guys who in school, they might not be doing excellent in secular classes, and in shir, they're top guys. Slimanat Torah doesn't work in the world of nature. It's a different sug. Because Nisim, coming up to Kabbalah Satira. So it's very difficult to imagine. The Gemara Nedarim explains that Moshe Rabbeinu wasn't able to be Mekabel the Torah until HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave it to him b'matana. The Gemara says Moshe Rabbeinu kept forgetting till it was given to him b'matana. Okay, what are we supposed to do? Moshe Rabbeinu couldn't remember. We're going to remember. We're going to be matzliach in learning and growth. Teretz says we can expect Nisim. Not only are we shaykh to Nisim, we can expect Nisim. Because that's how Ruchnias works. So Be'ez Hashem, we should be zocha to tap into this message of the Chassam Sofer, to recognize that so much is expected of us, but we can rise to the challenge. We can achieve so much. We can accomplish so much. Even if you might think it might take a miracle, Teretz is we're shaykh to miracles in Ruchnias.
Amazing Sam Sefer. It comes to mind that Taisik Subis by Noila, that you're not Pesach with the Noila. He says somebody sets out to learn Torah.
Derechu.
Yeah. Amazing Sam Sefer. Amazing. That is a Sam Sefer. Working in the world of Ruchnis. There's the Ravari just spoke about that the world of Ruchnis, the world of Nisim. Avi Friedler just came out with a song that I've listened to Rabbi Russ repeatedly. He found the soul. He found the neshama. He describes a place inside of hope, a place of connection, a place of eternity. The neshama doesn't know fear. People have there exists a thing in the world where people self-loathe. They don't like themselves. They feel low. They feel inadequate. The soul does not misyachis to any. In the soul, there's no nature. There's no ikuvim. There's no fear. There's no dangers. When you tap in, the soul knows the human capacity for Hashem, the human want for Hashem. He describes in I just listen again and again to, there's something inside that's alive, something inside I can't deny that hopes, that wants, a kivui. So when Ari describes that in the world of entering Kodesh, in the world of entering Ruchnius, there's no nisim normal. My father is somebody I look up to a lot and seek a lot of guidance. Dubi, I asked my father a question about the yeshiva a number of years ago. My father's my father's a practical person. He's a very smart and wise person. I asked him advice about the yeshiva. My father said, your yeshiva is a nace. He said, don't go, and he advised me, don't go about it the normal way, nisim. I want to say to the guys, I've had times where I wonder we should only cap out at a certain number in the yeshiva. How many guys could we have? That's too tevadik. We're not a place, we're not being mesiachis like teva. Ravari described this Chasam Sofer is mind-blowing. Rabbi says, oh no, the door couldn't close, it couldn't close b'derech nes, and Simchal nes. And you have so many of Klal Yisrael sitting in there, that's a nes. But going into Kodesh is connection to Hashem. There we expect nisim. My father literally told me with an anhag of the yeshiva that don't try to do it in a normal, you're a place. Be saimech hanisim. It's a place of, it's l'malam and ateva. It's above nature. Be saimech hanisim. So it means a lot to Chasam Sofer. It's a tremendous chizuk in our own struggles, in our own dreams, not to be afraid of ikuvim. In the world of entering Ruchnius, we're shayich to nisim. Kaveh el Hashem, hope to Hashem, understand you're connecting to Hashem, you're tapping into the deepest place. In those places, nisim are normal. We're not bound by limitations, bound by the blockages of Gashmias. There's a lot of stories of people. I have a family member who had tremendous struggles with learning. Tremendous struggles. He's somebody I look up to. A great Yid, who today is a Shas Yid. Somebody who learned through Shas and knows. And this person in 2021 was going to go to work. I'm not Shaykh to Torah. And today he's a person who's a Shas Yid. My son said one of the nicest siyum of Shas I ever went to in my life was this person seeing my Shas. And I saw L'malam Miderech HaTeva, an Erlicha person, a wonderful person, tap into deep places in the world of Ruchnius with Shayach Tanisim. So it's just a true Chasam Sofer. I appreciate, Ravi, that you came. It's good to have you. That you came just to share that with me. Kedai already, but I'm happy here. Thank you, Ravari. If I could ask Maish to come forward, Maish. Do you have a guitar here, Maish? Come, if you can get it, Maish, and share with us. I think Maish might even share a new song. We'll see if he's ready as a new one. Yeah. We'll see if he's ready to share that yet. Amazing Chasam Sofer. Stark. I like the cash also.
This is also by Pesach called Dich V'Nese V'Echel. You have room for everyone. You have room. It's a real offer.
We had a lot of shilas over the years with numbers here. Like, never said Sarli Amaka. Oh, yes. Okay, you're gonna hear the new one for the first time publicly. Oh, baby. You'll do both. Maske Maish.
When I feel like I'm a fall, I know I must stand tall, 'cause God is my staff and my shield. When I feel like I'm a fail, I know I must prevail, 'cause God is the only one with me. And that's the thought that sets me free.
Thank you, Maish.
God really needs some love. Just come out from above. Come and shine your face on me. Please, just give me a sign that it'll all be just fine, and everything will be alright. Hey, Elecha Ekra. Elecha Ekra, Elecha Asan. Hey, Elecha Ekra, Elecha Ekra, Elecha Asan. Sometimes it's like you're just not there. It's like you just don't care. It feels colder than midnight. So please, if you could just show me your face, if it could be my safe place, I know I can be alright. 'Cause you are my only God really need some love. Just come out from above. Come and shine your face on me. Please, if you could just give me a sign that I'll be just fine and everything will be alright. Hey, Ilacho Ekro, Ilacho Ekro, Ilacho Eschan. Hey, Ilacho Ekro, Ilacho Ekro, Ilacho Eschan. At times, feels like you're just not there. It's like you just don't care. It feels darker than midnight. So please, if you could show me your face, if you could be my safe place, where I know I can feel alright. 'Cause you are my only light.
Evezi, can you start the Kayol? I want us to learn at Gishmak the Kayol, the new one. Alavikein moyim Kayol taharoy. Alavikein moyim Kein avshi zaroy. Ledo Eloike Alafikein moyim Kayol taroy. Alafikein moyim Kein avshi zaroy. Lecho Eloike Sama 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 nafshi Eloike Masai, Masai, Masayam, Hero Abinaya like Sama, Sama Nafshi, like Masai, Masai, Masaya, okay. Perfect. We'll do more. We'll get more Shabbos. I wanna just tell this Shabbos, Be'ez Hashem, there's going to be an Afruf in Yeshiva for Shlomo Feldman. And what I'm going to ask, guys, we want to try to get in as many. A lot of guys want to speak about him. We're going to try at the end of the Suda, Friday night, to get guys up. Any guy can say you prepared or not prepared and speak then before dessert. We'll have on Friday night, his mishpach will be here, his kala will be here, the kala's family will be here. We'll have an opportunity. Shlomo has the amount he's done for yeshiva over the last couple of years is la yu'man. He's given just hundreds and hundreds of hours to yeshiva, so we'll have an opportunity this Shabbos. So I wanted to tell the guys about that. There'll be second Seder now. There'll be a minyan for Mincha 6:30. For whoever needs your Mincha. We're going to put, Yiddi is trying to organize, and I want to be there with him. We'll put on the chat later if we're shaykh, we'll do a Leil Shisha. We're going to try Beli neder, there'll be a Leil Shishi late tonight. We'll spread the word later on. Thanks, Simone. Thank you.